I have a confession to make, and it's probably my most controversial take amongst Leeds fans at the very least. There's a lot of people that aren't going to like what I'm about to say, but Victor Orta was really good at one very specific thing. I'll get into that in a couple of minutes. But Leeds United have found a £1 million bargain wonderkid, and it really does link in with the Victor Orta thing, which is the fact that there is the sort of pre-existing Victor Orta tradition of when he was signing players for Leeds United, he would find young and promising players and just get them on board. This guy, as I've mentioned, just £1 million is playing in Scandinavia, and his name is Edmund Baidu. Now, I know for a fact you won't have heard of come on, words, Edmund Baidu, because I'll be honest, I hadn't heard of Baidu before now either. I thought I had, but I'd heard of a completely different Baidu. This one plays for Sogndal in, I believe, Norway. He's a Ghanaian footballer and typically plays out on the wing. Not only does he play out on the wing, but he's someone that likes to stay wide on the flank rather than cutting inside, which, I'll be honest, is something that we probably need from a winger, which means that rather than just looking at talented young players, at the very least, we're looking at talented young players that have the specific profile that we need. In this case, someone that doesn't just try and cut in on the inside and have a shot like Somerville did for the entire season, but offers something a little bit different, which would be really, really nice to get. In his very, very first match for Sogndal, being just 18 years old at the moment, he managed to get himself an assist, and having played 14 matches in his career, he's already scored 6. This is in the top division in Norway, which admittedly not the toughest of leagues, but that's a really, really good start for an 18-year-old. It's no slouch as divisions go. Like, it's fine enough, with teams like Molde and Brann occasionally pushing their way fairly deep into European competitions. Genuinely, it seems like there is a real talent here, and I think he's not only a talent, but he's an incredibly intelligent target. And I'm going to get into the Victor Orta thing now, because looking at Victor Orta, many people see a lot of failure, and that is true. With senior signings, there was a lot that went wrong. But Orta was someone that saw the strength of some genuinely valuable potential when signing players. I'm going to run through some of his youth signings now, because some of these are fantastic. Joe Gelhardt for £1 million. Not bad. Genuinely, I still think he's above that value. I think we'll make a profit on Joe Gelhardt. Willie Gnonto for £4 million. Admittedly, Swiss League, a few more clubs were aware of him, but we made that move, we signed him, and now he's worth significantly more than that. Ilan Meslier for £4 million has been our first team goalkeeper for 5 years. Probably will be next season as well. That is a fantastic return, and we'll make a profit when we sell him. We got Pascal Struijk on a free, if I remember right, from Ajax, and he is a very, very talented centre-back. Admittedly, a little bit injury-prone here and there, but he was literally free. We have only paid his wages. And finally, Crescencio Somerville cost us £1.5 million, and now we're talking about potentially selling him for 40. You ain't going to complain about that. There were discussions of like that £40 million price tag being maybe a steal for some Premier League sides, with Brighton being one side that's looking at him, Chelsea, Liverpool. There's lots and lots of teams looking at Somerville, and you got to think that 30 to 40 million pounds will cover the cost of all of these players and more. It means that if you're signing these valuable players when they are young, there is plenty of space for profit. It's really hard to not make a profit. If you even include the likes of Sam Greenwood, £3 million from Arsenal, there's still room to make a profit on him. Yes, he's not turned out how we would have hoped, but then again, he did kind of help to keep us in the Premier League for another season. That's not something you can complain about, to be honest with you. And I think that not only this season, but seasons going forward, using this model will be key. We know that PSR and FFP are really, really tight sets of restrictions. So the less we spend and the more we bring in, the better. The less we spend on players such as this and the more we sell them for, the more we will be able to spend on the senior players, the core of the squad, whilst these players are growing into it. And don't get me wrong, Edmund Baidu will not be someone that will be a first-team starter next season, because although he's very good, I don't quite know if he's championship quality yet, or at least not promotion quality yet. But you sign these players because they're long-term investments. That's what makes them common sense moves, because you know that they're going to increase in their value, and there's almost no chance that you don't sell them for £1 million, at the very least. So you've got a profit. Really nice. However, we're not the only team that have noticed this. There are others. Other interested sides include the fact that he was scouted in his very third match, I think, by Bodø Glimt, Brann, and Molde, big clubs over in Norway, which means that obviously there's a lot of interest around him. People have noticed him by now, including us. There was also alleged interest from Malmo in Sweden and Belgium. We don't know specifically where in Belgium, but various clubs have been reported to have some interest in him. It was a Belgian newspaper that was like, oh, keep an eye on this guy. Belgian clubs want him. No specifics, but that's a bit annoying. Also, Celtic are reportedly considering a move for him, which is a little bit scary. Let's not lie, because Celtic are a Celtic are incredibly tough side when it comes to trying to out-negotiate transfers, especially when it's situations such as this. He's a very, very in-demand footballer, but I still think we might be in an okay spot. I think being in the Championship, we can maybe offer him some minutes, especially if maybe a Pat Bamford isn't going to be here next season. He'd be rotating in and claiming a sort of fun little wingy spot, which Somerville out, Anthony out, Nonto, we're not entirely sure. There's certainly going to be minutes for him next season, and that is all that you need when you're 18 years old and developing, and he could potentially become a Premier League winger by the end of next summer if he makes the right move this season, which is probably better than coming off the bench for Celtic in a Champions League match one time and then having to play against Aberdeen, Partick Thistle, I don't know, Hibs. It's a sad set of teams to play against, and I feel like we can just offer a little bit more to him right now. Add on to that the fact that his wages are going to be fairly affordable. I think we can offer him everything that he would need at this stage in his career and ultimately a platform for him to build on because clearly there's a lot there. Ultimately, I think this is generally the right kind of transfer for us in terms of the budget, in terms of the position, in terms of the level of talent that he's got. He's a great addition if we can get him. He's got plenty of talent as well as being affordable, which is all that you really need. But it could be a very, very, very complex battle to get him, especially if he's looking for a quick move, because I think we will wait till the beginning of July before getting anything permanent done, just to look after the finances that little bit more. It's looking like that'll be the same in terms of players going out, including Mark Rocker. Lots and lots of clubs look like they're doing this at the moment, so it's not something abnormal. I'm not saying we've got financial problems or we need to sell or anything. I'm just saying we're following the trend of wait until July to get your business done, because it's sensible, I think. That's what I think, though. Ultimately, I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of Edmund Baidu. If you've been lucky enough to see him play, I know Pazuriel, who pops into the chat from time to time, is Norwegian himself, so he might have seen him. Yeah, if you enjoyed the video, pop a like on it. Subscribe if you're not yet. I'm pushing towards 4,000 by the start of the season. Be hugely appreciated to have you on board. Could even become a channel member. I think it's 99p at the moment, and all that money is going to Prostate Cancer UK. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you later. Oh dear. Another transfer saga. These are going to add up. This is going to be a busy summer. I'm kind of excited. See you later.